Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final part of AstralGames, day 140, Pillars of Eternity. Oh god, my blue screen's even worse right now. We are in the presence of someone who is quite a good streamer. Mr. Skybreather, thank you for the host. Ladies and gentlemen, you should all follow Skybreather. He just chatted, he just posted in chat. How are you doing, Sir Skybreather? I saw you streaming earlier today. I hope that went well. That went all very good, and thank you once again for the host, sir. Alright. Let us check and see where these quests will take me. So we've got the man who waits, a place of misery and madness. A wealthy neighborhood. Huh. Doing great. Pillars of Eternity has been interesting, but slightly depressing. Like, my major complaint with this game, as I've said quite a few times before, is that there's no happy-go-lucky character like Minsk or Imoen from Baldur's Gate, or Morte from Planescape Torment. Like, there's no happy-go-lucky character. It's all depressing and down the drain stuff, and that's not as fun as the other Infinity Engine games. But yeah, the story is good. The writing is a bit long-winded, Lord of the Rings style, but that's fine. But other than that, well, the story is good and the gameplay is decent. So you know, I just want to see the end of the story, because the story is pretty decent. So I've been playing it here and there. I've been streaming it here and there just to see the end of the thing. But other than that, yeah, it's a solid game mechanical wise and stuff like that. I mean, it's an Infinity Engine game. If you know Baldur's Gate, Planescape, Icewind Dale, Neverwinter Nights, well, not Neverwinter Nights, but Planescape, Icewind Dale, Baldur's Gate. I think those are the major three. If you know any one of those, then you know this game. I mean, it's an Infinity Engine RPG. How have you and Mamie been, man? I saw that you were done with your exams. I hope all went well there. Alright, so the Latin Key Acolyte, yeah. I'm thinking Brackenwood, since that was a wealthy neighborhood. But we'll ask the guards, as it says here. Undying Heritage. An ancient tower in a derelict district. Oh yeah, that's the probably the tower in over in Heritage Hill. Exams went well. Mamie and I are doing marvelous. Yes, that's what we like to hear. Love Baldur's Gate. Yeah, me too, man. That's the whole reason I went on this game. It's like, oh my god, Baldur's Gate, if only the same quality. And on one hand, it is the same quality, but on the other, it's also slightly more depressing and no happy-go-lucky character, which I find a miss. But oh well. So yeah, this is the tower. Through that gate. I don't know exactly where the ruins are. We are done with all the other quests, because the other quests are outside of the city. So I think we should do the two main quests that are inside the city and then focus again on side quests. We can ask the guard at the gate around for the place of misery and madness, but I assume it's Brackenbury district. This I assume. Hey, Pyranthus! Attacking the darkness. Yeah, my blue screen's off, isn't it? I'll just shut it off, because it not working with the light. It not working with the light. There we go.
Hey.
How you doing, Pyranthus? How you doing? Where are the mad Captain Defiant Bay? Only place around here that takes them is Brackenbury Sanitarium. Yep. Just my guess. I've heard they can treat your soul there, take the madness away. But there's just as many stories coming out of that place that will chill your blood. There's a man, if you want to call him that, Athelmoa. He's the head warden. If you're visiting or checking yourself in, he's the one to talk to. Look for a neighborhood with a tower. I know this is Heritage Hill, but I'm just going to say it because it just gives me experience. Here's 700 experience. But best you stop looking then. The place you want is Heritage Hill, as we know. You can see the tower over there and the district walls out of the way. But something happened there. Already fixed that. They don't let people in anymore. They let us in. And none of the knights want to be posted anywhere close to it. Steer clear, if you know what's good for you. At the start of the stream, we did the Heritage Hill quest. Basically what happened there was that there was a undead spirit of a former commander of the knights of this town who kept the knights enthralled, and she was totally oblivious to the whole fact that A, she was undead, and B, knights were her thralls. She was like, I'm the commander, I'm keeping watch here and all that. And then we convinced her that she was dead and that the knights were her thralls, and then she blamed us for that. And then she attacked us, and then we killed her and the knights, and then we solved the problem. That is what happened at the start of this stream. But yeah, Brackenbury Sanitarium. Let's go there. And when exploring Heritage Hill, I already found a door to a tower, and it said you cannot open this in any way possible. So when I heard the tower and stuff, I could already, with the cemetery there, I already connected it in my mind. But yeah, the sanitarium, I didn't think of this one. The place where the mad are. The place where the mad people be. Alright. Time to speak to the warden. Oh, it's the statue guy.
Hail, traveler.
You may have a member of the Latin Key in your midst. Athelmore groans and the stone around him shudders. Stone can shudder. I could have done without hearing that today. Many have their intrusions been into our affairs. Of course, one can seldom be certain whether they meddled or whether their calamity has struck on its own. But a few of their less skilled infiltrators have been exposed from time to time. They are a perpetual nuisance. Once again, I am reminded of how envious I am of your gifts. I suspect they would be of some use in verifying one's identity. You are at odds with the Latin Key as well, I take it? They are up to something, and I try to determine what. That's exactly the answer I want to give. Because we already know they're up to something, we just don't know what the hell it is. They are always up to something. Of that you may rest assured. If their plots have come to involve you, you have my sympathies. Do you have some idea of who this person might be? I suspect he's a patient. Very well. In that case, I would recommend you speak first with our resident animancers. They have frequent interactions with both patients and colleagues. You find them up here and in the offices downstairs. You will report anything suspicious to me immediately. This is my only request. Question the animancers. These are nobles, not animancers. Animancer. Animancy means progress and experimentation. And gives you a nod. Okay. Welcome to the finest animancy. We need to question you guys. You're welcome to browse. That's all fine and dandy, but why am I not getting the option to question you? What's going on? Oddman?
Hello.
A bald man with a crooked nose gestures in demonstration over the still body of a patient before a small gathering of interested onlookers. Feeling your gaze, he pauses his discussion. Is anything unusual or suspicious happen around here? Definitely not up here. We can't be scaring our visitors and potential clients, you know. Downstairs is where the more historic research is done. I check with the animancers there. Okay. Downstairs we go. To the more historic research. Give me some light so people can see my face. Questioning people in the place of the dead. Oh right, I remember this place. I think. Wasn't this where we talked to a yeah, you. Something you need? Can't question you about the This was the mad guy.
Hail, traveler.
Right? No. Oh, Helic is dead. And I can rest easy. You've done a great service to enemies. Oh. No, there was a mad guy. Now I remember. There was a mad guy. Somewhere here. That when we talked to it went all, then it's in this room. That must be the guy, right?
Good day, stranger.
A young all-in woman traces her fingers along the spines of the books in front of her, row by row. Her motions quick and skittish, like a bird's. She does not notice you until you are nearly upon her. Oh my, you startled me. Are you supposed to be in here? I'm investigating suspicious activity in the sanatorium. Oh, I'm just Master Azo's assistant. He'd know more about that, but he's in the middle of busy with more patients. You won't be able to see him until he comes from the patient ward. If there's something neat, I go back to work. How do I get into the patient ward? Only Master Azo has access. I guess Head Warden Ethelmore does too. But he's, you know, a statue. Is Azo busy with patients or is he running some sort of experiment? I'm just an assistant. It's not my place to gossip. Yeah. I assume the patient ward's behind this door. Yeah. Dude. I need to go to the patient ward. Maybe. Have you learned anything? Maybe. Is Caird Azo running experiments on patients? Experiments? Azo is in charge of patient welfare now. He's not authorized to run any more experiments. I am disappointed in Cateman. I had hoped he would be the one to guide your inquiry. He'll be in his office or in the patient wards. I'm granting you immediate access so you can find him. No doubt you will wish to speak to him further on this matter, and I for one am as curious as to what he might have to say. Tread carefully in the wards. There are a few dangerous cases. I would ask that you do your best not to agitate the patients. They have enough trouble as it is. And I assume that's behind that door that we couldn't enter. How have you been doing, Pyrantus? I hope all is well. In the world of Pyranthus. Ward says you can go in. Perfect. This is dreadful. Alright, let's only speak to that guy. I assume if we speak to you, a curved spine twists this woman posture forward, her greasy hair draped over her own eyes like vines. You must be visiting someone. A friendly visit, I hope. Do you know where I might find Ezo? Have any of the patients here acting unusually? Well, there's Batixa, who relives a murder she committed more than 5 lifetimes ago. Idleman, who they say only has half a soul and who was found collecting the faces of others because he believed his own to be a false one. Graham, he speaks in a language no one understands and wails at the night sometime. Different from their normal behavior. Well, yes, I suppose, but nothing they didn't volunteer for. Master Azo let us know that a number of patients in the North Ward had volunteered for new therapy and would be escorted to his laboratory to receive treatment. The North Ward has our most troubled cases. I'm glad some of them have chosen to get help. Seems to me it's gotten quieter over here since it started. It's Graham I see them taking in the most. He struggles, but he always was a bit of a wild one. Would I be able to visit the North Ward? They like to keep them separate. I don't know that I've ever seen guards allow a visitor. Just Master Azo. You might ask him. He's very sympathetic. Do you know where I find him? I think I've seen him around today. Have you checked his laboratory? Shares a wall with his office. He's been spending most of his time there lately. Yeah, my voice is well oiled with this grease from the glass. What do you know about this Animancer Azo? Oh, I like him very much. Many Animancers could care less about their patients. Look at us like vermin for their experiments, but Master Azo treats us like humans, even the very sick. You can tell he does this to help people. He's helped me understand a great deal about myself, and I know he's done the same for others. It's too bad that what they did to him. He hides it well, but I know he's still affected by it. What happened? Freya's eyes dart back and forth, and her voice lowers to just a whisper. They don't like to talk about it, but there was an accident. He was said to be the one of the brightest in Direwood. That was his reputation here, and that was what brought the secret treatment. Hey Philip, what up? How goes it? All goes well, Philip, all goes well. Yeah, just decided to return to some pillars, because I have decided with myself that I do want to see the story all the way through, because it's interesting enough. It's interesting enough for me to see the story all the way through. I'm just not going to try and 100% it, so I'm just going to go through the story, doing side quests as I find them, but not specifically seeking out side quests. That's what I decided. But yeah, goes great. It's fun. So there was an accident. People say it was ego that drove him to try and solve the legacy, but that's hogwash, even if it was a bit of a showman. He loves his homeland. He thought he could help. He wasn't one to speak of his work, suspected his colleagues might have tried to steal it, but he told me once he had figured out a way to create a soul. Not a soul exactly, mind you. How did he put it? A proxy, I think he called it. Had some machine that drew energy out of the very ether. Can you imagine? The point is, it wasn't going to help with the legacy. It was going to make Hollowborn into something easier to love and care for. Gods know, that's something we need. Do you know what they call those empty little babies in Ondra's gift? No. They call them buoys. because so many of them are found floating face down in the water. These are mad times. Anyway, Master Azo scheduled a public demonstration of his work from Copper Lane. Oh, in Copper Lane. He was so excited. And then the next day, he was locked in his office, turning away visitors, I heard. And he stopped seeing patients. I don't know exactly what happened, and I don't have the heart to ask him. But I'm glad they're letting him treat people again. Why are you here exactly? I don't want to say. He'll think less of me. I wouldn't worry about that. When you blush, it brings out the color of your eyes. Lol. You can tell me I'm going crazy too. No, I wouldn't worry about it. These last few years have been kind to me. They haven't been kind to anyone, really. I try not to think of it as personal. I lost my husband and both boys in the Saints' War. My daughter, the legacy took her before she was ever mine. I made do. What else can you do? I moved into a tiny place in Andra's gift. Got by mending clothes and on the kindness of strangers when I had to. But I was surviving and the gods were watching over me. I could live with that. Then one day this noble woman comes in. Wants this fancy gown fixed. Gorgeous thing. This shade of blue I'd never seen before. Only I looked at it and it reminded me of something. I had what they call an awakening. I remembered being a noble woman myself in another life. People doting over me. Men doting over me. Me. The best food, the most beautiful home. All the things you never dare dream of. They were mine. 'Twas poison knowing that. All those things I had I'll never have in this life. It did something to me. My food started to taste rotten. The walls in my little room seemed to close in around me. I stopped being able to sleep in my own bed. So I came here. It was that or break into an estate and start ordering servants around. Seems like such a silly thing to worry about. You don't have to tell me, but I can't get past it. And I start to wonder, did the gods choose this life for me? And if so, what terrible thing must I have done to deserve it? Should have done the blushing. Maybe the gods took offense to your overindulgence. Should have done the blushing. You man. Now I know what to say once I meet you in real life, eh, Shu? Maybe you'll get there again one day. Not in this life, then another. The strange part is, I think even the best wouldn't be good enough for me anymore. I think it must have gotten to the point when I was that noble lady. Sure. Right. What do you imagine me to look like? Oh no, I'm not saying the literal line, I'm just saying something along those lines. Like one of those guys from 300, abs on top and on top of abs on top of abs. If I remember correctly, Shu is a girl. Could be mistaken though. I thought Shu was the one typing into chat one day her laptop or something like that. To be very honest, I actually have no idea. Try to imagine what people do like. You know, it's very different. Yeah, that's true. I stopped imagining what people look like. These patients. Ooh, there's no one here.
I'll get it open. Finished.
Finished. Ravenwing. Possibly. Compare. DR bypass. Plus 4 accuracy when attacking the same target as an ally. Plus 2 damage when attacking the same target as an ally. That happens a lot. Huh. This is a interesting mace. Horseshoe! Yeah, exactly. Prone stun flanked enemies, 5 accuracy. I think I'm going for the Raven Wing instead of this one. You can say shoe, but it said shoe. You write my name so hard otherwise. She. She. Yeah. Shudakai.
Hey,
Shukadash. Shukadash. I always have the like when I'm not thinking about it, I always say Shudakai. That's what I think it is, but that's totally wrong. Cause that puts the letters all bumbled up. Like if I'm not thinking about it, I always say Shudakai in my head. Because I have to think of the guards from how do you say that? The guards from June. Saduka. Keep your distance. Wichts in this. Oh god. It's getting worse by the minute.
We'll fare better if we get some sleep.
You want to sleep again? Jesus, the guy gets tired a lot. Also, seems like we level up. At least you have. I have and Adia has. But let's talk to the psychiatrist guy first. He's not in his office here. No, that's someone else. Interview Graham in the North Ward. Oh, we need to interview someone in the North Ward. Oops. Alright, on the search for Graham. Graham! Yeah, probably won't be here because we can't open that. Are you in here? Are you in here? Nope. Patient, okay. Are you in here? Nope. Are you in here? Nope. Are you in here? In here? Nope. In here? Nope. Huh. He's nowhere near. That's Ripley. And that's not Graham either. So he's not here. Huh. Interesting. I think we first need to talk to Azo. I'll make you happy with a stupid Sally. I don't know where this Azo character is though. Which is another problem. Can we talk to you again?
How do you do?
Nope. And this Azo character isn't here. Jeez. No, I wanna know where Azo is. Ow! I wanna know where Azo is. Azo. You're the assistant, you should know where he is, right? This Ripley.
Hail and well met.
No. Well met. Do we need to go through the door then? It requires the proper key. Yes. Thank you. Unlocking will require the proper key. Where the heck is the Graham? I assume these flash constructs really don't say a lot. I only won once. Jeez. Fine. Oh! Hello? Graham? Oh. That's stealing. Let's not steal anything. Graham? No? Okay. Nope. Apparently not there. And we can't unlock this. So we can't be there either. This is weird. Master Azo, make me better soon. Yeah, that's so cool finding. Woo.
Something.
I don't know what was in that chest, but whatever. Ram? Been hearing screams in the night. Ram? No, Astral's bot would kick my behind. Yeah, that happens. Although book can permit you. I have no idea where the heck this Graham is. Jeez. Something churns and bubbles in this tank. Oh, there's Azo. Totally missed it. Totally missed it. Well, Mr. Azo, we have some questions. A round-faced, balding man turns to face you. Dr. Phil. His upper lip is pulled upward slightly by a pointed nose, exposing his upper teeth when he scowls. Not Dr. Phil.
What is the meaning of this?
What is the meaning of this? I heard you were demoted! Boom! I want something from you, but I'm gonna burn. Ethelmore told me you're not supposed to be doing any more experiments. No, I like access to what? Out of the question. Those patients are in isolation for a reason. So can you coerce them into your experiments? Frail told me everything. Your forehead seems damp all of a sudden. Perhaps I should discuss your insubordination with your head warden.
You smug cretin. How dare you come down here and meddle? You have no idea the importance of my research.
Oh, I have an idea, Mr. I work together with the leaden key. He balls up his fist and digs his teeth into his index finger. A growl simmering beneath his breath, and a deep scowl compressed his face.
Fine. Speak to them for all the good it'll do you. I'm sure the discussions will be fascinating.
He pulls a heavy key from one of his pockets and slams it down the floor before handing it to you. Thank you. Now, Ethelmore told me you're not supposed to do any more experiments. Oh, I heard you were demoted. How did that happen? He uses Nossal's flare and he bears up his upper teeth more broadly. Let's piss him off even more. That's none of your concern. Did one of the others put you up to this? Odd mare? That smug weasel? Things went wrong. Everything. I don't know how. I'll never know. He spits from the floor as if to remove a bitter taste from his mouth. I stream, there's no secret to my looks. What? Why am I not following you? Follow. But yeah, you can stream without a cam. You can stream without a cam, so. Alright. Athelmore told me you're not supposed to do any experiments. Yes, well, Athelmore hasn't done much good for anybody since he had his soul moved into an inanimate object. So I fail to see why I should let that sway me. If animancers all follow the commands of their leaders, where would we be? We'd all be as backward and willfully ignorant as Raid Ceres. We would know nothing about life or death, or even ourselves. We would be lost in the dark without clue as to why. Yo, Chamon! Chamon! What up? Our leaders guide us, and without them we risk losing our way. If this man would strike off on his own, then let him fend for himself without the benefit of the sanitarium. You toy with things beyond comprehension is dangerous and foolish. Seems to me we're still in the dark. Surely there are other paths that don't involve risking lives.
Indeed. Many lives have been spent in such pursuits, writing treatises and poems. But tell me this, how does one verify the truth of a poem? If some philosopher stumbled across the meaning of our existence, how would we know it from a false one? These are wasted lives. In animancy there is progress. We are measurably closer to complete understanding because of our work. And that will be true until our work is complete.
Hey, Pocket Goss. What up? Hopping in the chill. Awesome. I'll be done soon, but you're welcome to join for the remainder. And then someone gave me $60 and I went, go get a cam. So I have a cam. Yeah, well, it's, you know, some people stream with cams, some people stream without cams, some people stream with face rig. It's all possible. It's all possible.
Who will solve Widewen's legacy? Some church? Some warrior? It will be an animancer or it will be no one at all.
Huh, I high-pitched his voice too much for my, in you know, coherence with this. Times I voiced him, I pitched it too high. I'll be glad to hang out just the same. Awesome, awesome, yeah. My real streaming starts, you know, in the coming weeks because I've got holiday and I'm planning on streaming quite a bit in that time. I stream with a mask on so you don't see my real face. Ew. So that means you had the mask on all the time I was in England with you guys? That must have, interesting. That sudden out of nowhere followers, lol. Yo, everyone go follow Shu. Boom. There you go. Understanding that you high-pitched it though. This figure seems to be all nose in the cloud, yeah. Have you tried your experiments on any other subjects? I have, yes. No point in lying about it, now that Ethelmore's involved. I asked for volunteers from our patients and a few brave souls came forward. I was very close, at one time, to a breakthrough. So they understood that. They understood their sacrifices would mean something. Yeah, sure, we're gonna ask your patient. And in the Netherlands, yeah, you had to bring the mask all with you. That was quite the undertaking. Yeah, well, I wouldn't want to say thank you for doing it, but because that would imply something. But yeah, cool. Dedication to the disguise. Yeah, maybe he's an assassin. Who knows? This fill-it-in is a cover-up. Oh, you can talk to the bar?
These poor people. This isn't the treatment that they were promised upstairs by the cushioned seats and lush carpets. Is that the cure for soul sickness? To be thrown into a cell and subjected to the whims of your captor?
These animancers are as mad as their patients. I doubt the wealthier citizens have the same experience. I'm sure they have their share of family members they'd rather forget. But if all were treated like this, the sanatorium would never survive. What did these patients do to warrant such conditions? Just as many who come here and be cured of their ills. Well, let's get moving. I don't have the resolve or anything to say what I want to say. Okay. Grim, a willowy adolescent boy, stands in the center of a cell, gawkish and stoop-shouldered. He stares straight ahead, the occasional blink his only movement, and it is unclear whether he registers your presence at all behind his glassy, dull-like eyes. In this state, the barriers between your soul and his are thin porous, easily bypassed if you should wish it. Let's do it! Leroy Jenkins, I reach out to your soul. You close your eye. Here we go again, guys. Depression hype. You close your eyes and edge forward to the boy's soul, and as you near, a sudden malaise comes over you. You are cold and warm all at once, sweating and shivering and straining for breath, as you did on the caravan journey. The soul you approach is the wrong one. A parasitic plant that strangles its host. It is predatory and pitiless, and you have crossed paths with it before. Too late does it occur to you to retract, and already you feel yourself plunging in some interminable abyss of thought and memory. Game over. You are standing in a cell now, the same cell in the sanitarium. The halls are moonlit and empty, and you are waiting. At the far end of the ward, the door opens, revealing a flesh golem in silhouette beneath the stone archway. It makes its usual rounds, the same stops every time, the misbegotten child of despondent creators. Dramatism. When the construct is closed, you coil yourself up and spring forward, passing out of the boy's body as though it were a membrane. You can sense his body behind you collapsing to the floor, a puppet whose strings are cut. You are rushing towards the golem now, bodiless as a gust of wind. Quickly, you think to yourself, quickly. And you feel the strength hemorrhaging from your soul as you dart towards the makeshift abomination. You pass into the golem's shell and overtake the soul implanted within, encircling it, suppressing it, and contained in this new vessel, you are strong again. You step heavy-footed down corridors, unheeded by other constructs and scrutinized only by the wary, untrustworthy eyes of the mad, coming at last to an office piled with books and scribbled papers and the perverse implements of animancy. You set your oversized hands upon a large machine, a nest of globes and tubes and coils in the center of the room, and go to work, bending wires and unsettling alignments. Your surroundings are pulled past you, or perhaps you are pulled past them, and they dissolve into a blur. When they settle into place again, you are outside on a clear day, standing in front of a crowd stacked high above you on the tiered seats of an amphitheater. You are acting for the crowd, standing deliberately still, but this is no play. A balding man with rodent-like features is strapping you to a machine, the one you had tampered with. You see your arms for the first time, short and fleshy, unmistakably those of a little girl, but this body is not truly yours. Your mind still holds the same determination, the same hard-heatedness as before. The body itself is cold and vacuous, unlike others. This one has no soul of its own. The man speaks and the crowd applauds with enthusiasm of a worthy of a hero's entrance. "Bear witness," he says, and he pulls a lever. The machine shivers and sparks, and a bead of sweat rolls down the side of the man's brow. But the crowd's apprehension quickly gives way to awe as the crystal globe fills with a radiant mist that casts the entire theater aglow. He opens a valve, and the glow crawls through a tube along a length of copper wiring that runs to a set of electrodes beneath your armpits. You feel nothing when it reaches you, as it should be, for you have been leading his work astray periodically for some time, altering notes, settings, and playing puppeteer for Hollowborn. But you make it look how people would expect it to look when a body is infused with a soul. In a moment, the machine goes dark, and the man unstraps you, eyeing you with a scientist's concern. Later, Shu! I'll try to tune in to your stream. He looks back up at the crowd. "Behold," he says, but there is obvious hesitation in his voice. "Behold?" Slowly, you take a plodding step forward, then another, and another. You look up at the man, giving him the eye contact of which no Hollowborn is capable, and the crowd gasps. The man looks relieved. "How do you feel?" he asks at a volume meant for crowd. And this is the moment. At the top of your lungs, you let out a piercing shriek. The man comes towards you, his hands outstretched, but you run the other way, back to the machine. With all the strength, you drive your head into the crystal globe and it shatters, streaking your head with warm blood. You drive your head down the surface of the machine again and again, drawing panicked screams from the crowd, and by the time the man reaches you, your body has already ceased proper functioning and merely twitches on the cold ground. Satisfied, you depart the corpse in search of another unsuspecting host. Who could put their faith in animancy now? You are pulled again from the surroundings, transcending the boundaries of memories and lifetimes, deeper and deeper past betrayals and murders and lies upon lies that form a thick webbing of plots beyond mortal comprehension. You settle at last on a room you have seen before, expansive, with a tall device encasing a Adra monolith at its center. The room is filled with people, and the people all look at the device. You are yanked suddenly back to reality, and the once catatonic boy in the cell is looking directly at you, appraising, calculating. There is no mistaking now that this is the soul of a man who caused your awakening, that gazes from beyond a borrowed husk. A watcher. I believe we share a common past, and looking for answers. Is that so? He makes no effort to hide his disinterest, but he continues to search your eyes. He makes a slight grunting noise, and his eyes soften for an instant, and it seems, for that moment, that he recognizes you. He opens his mouth to speak, then seems to think better of what he was about to say. His jaw tightens. "Hey, Bonkin, what up? How are you? I know your look. You hunger. Hunger for answers that elude you. It gnaws at your soul. It usurps your reason for being. You are like everyone. I will help you let go." He dodges backward with startling grace, putting himself out of reach. On his face there is no malice, only the dispassion of a farmer putting down a sick animal. Then suddenly he slumps forward. Alright. Should have leveled before this fight, but nope. Charge! Oh god. Quickly, do the circle thing. Do the circle! Jesus. So much. So many! Someone defending to help. Prepare yourself! There was so much story and then all of a sudden...
Wait, see.
I think I'm... No, my character isn't dead. Good. Ada, why the heck are you not fighting?
I cannot keep up this pace.
You cannot, you should. We're oh god. Let's save here. Lest you get stabbed. I think we got stabbed. I have progress! Progress hype! Initiate? I don't think that one is discovered yet, is it? It might be. Oh, yeah, it is. It already is.
Hey.
Why, you give me a stabbing?
Wait, see this me.
Parathis! Get tracked. Is now everyone in the whole damn place?
Brave does not believe.
Gosh dang darn it.
Wait, see.
I'm a initiate of the Oracle Bud. Indeed. Even the named characters, are they? No. They're alright. I'm getting out of here, it's not safe. Yeah, you do that. Wait, how's the guy? The guy in his laboratory. Hold on. The guy! Yo, dude. What have you done? I have done nothing, man. I just talked to a dude, and that dude then did something. Am I done with the man who waits? I'm done with the man who waits. Can I talk to the guy upstairs, the statue, the boss of this place? What have you done? I've done nothing. Chase. Can I talk to the boss of this place? Yo, statue. Stop being a statue. What the blazes happened down there? You were given permission to ask questions. I had things under control until I killed the Latin key spy. It's complications. A patient of yours, Uxkim, was working for the Latin key, only without knowing it. As I was being influenced by a patient, but the patient really wasn't himself at the time. I was working for the Leaden Key, only without knowing it. You finish your explanation and Ethelmore breaks his silence. I have read accounts of people in history who could do what you describe. The accounts are few and brief and never reliable. Some go as far as to suggest that they are all the same person. If truly such a person was here among us, plotting our ruin, with that I had a body again and could be of some real use in our time of need. I fear what the future may hold for this place. I am grateful you were able to dispatch the threat before there was loss of innocent life. We very nearly had another scandal at our hands. What of Azo? What part did his experiments play in this catastrophe? Azo was only trying to help the patients. The Leaden Key took advantage of him. The Leaden Key would have found a way to interfere with the sanitarium even without Azo. If it hadn't come to along, Azo's experiment would eventually result in another scandal. Azo was only... Was it really? Let's see, he tried to infuse a soul into Hollowborn. That's basically what he tried to do. But is that... I think that's the big ethical, moral question of this game, is if you have people without souls and you could get souls from other people and infuse them in the bodies of the people without souls, would that be like a crime or something? I think that's the big question that this game asks. Do we find that criminal? It would have probably resulted in another scandal whether or not we would have found it criminal. But the Leaden Key also took advantage of them, so both 1 and 3 are true, really. It's just what do we want to tell Ethelmore? Probably that the Leaden Key took advantage of him. I think that's the most important part. The most important part of information. I should have known better than to isolate him. Of course he would resort to deception. The wiser thing would be to allow his experiments, with close oversight of course. A mind like his must be allowed a chance to create. Not sure really. Nothing new to him. Major adventure completed. Admiral Bookfish returned to the stronghold with 1,298 experience and items. Spoils await. Nice, Bookfish. Good going. Alright. But, ladies and gentlemen, we shall continue this conundrum at some other point. It is time already for me to end my stream. Whoa! This now looks very weird with the blue screen actually being a blue screen, but ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for coming along. Thank thee for the hosts by Skybreather and Bookfish35, both excellent streamers that you should follow. Bookfish35 also hosts the D&D campaign, Rats in the Basement, which continues this Sunday at 8 p.m. Or 7 p.m. Central European Time. Yeah. Thank you all so much for coming along, for following, for the continuation of the follows, and for the support. There is no Kaleidoscope Gaming Dynasty Challenge this Friday, for we shall be elsewhere, but there is one next year. Also, my next stream will be this Saturday. At 8 a.m. So very early, like 9 hours, like backwards in time. But it will also be a pretty long stream, as we will be completing Diablo 3 by playing both Act 4 and Act 5 with Nam Nation. So Naminam will be there. If you don't know him, go follow him, because he's an awesome streamer. Jakuden will be there. Chago the Swede. I think these are names that are mostly familiar with elsewhere. We're going to the Khajiit, yeah. But I think these are names that are mostly familiar to you guys. But if not, do follow them, because I'll be with them this Saturday, completing Act 4 and 5. And after that, my holiday begins. Well, my holiday is already started when I'm doing that stream. But my holiday begins, and I will be streaming a lot, mostly focusing on Dark Souls and StarCraft 2. I want to complete the StarCraft 2 story. And I want to complete Dark Souls because everyone else has completed Dark Souls and I'm lagging behind. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can put some streams into Dark Souls and StarCraft during the holidays. So that's coming up. Also, I'm still waiting for a message of the Crowfall Elsewhere is how you pronounce their homeland. That's indeed true. I'm also still waiting for a message about of the Crowfall developers. I haven't had the message yet, but I do know that last time they messaged people about streaming the game and stuff like that, they talked to them the 17th. So that is a few days out. Should be yeah, should be good. Hopefully I'll get invited and then we can go Crowfallen. For now though, who is up for a raid? Let me see if there's a target somewhere that we can raid. Somewhere that we can raid. Oh, this guy's playing an awesome game. Grimtier is also playing an awesome game. Interesting. But yeah, if you guys are up for a raid, let me know. Elsewhere. I have no idea how it spells. I know it's pronounced elsewhere. So that's it, I think. That is it, I think. If you guys want to join on the raid, the sentence that we use is the prophecy has foretold this raid. That is the sentence that you can copy and paste, or well, copy on the clipboard and then paste in the chat of the channel we're going to. And I'm still deciding. Both channels are playing a game that I really want to see. But I think we'll be going over to... Most of you will already be here. But yeah, I'm going to personally rate Grimtier. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for the support. I'll be back this Saturday slaying demons with the Nam Nation. And see you guys then. And see you guys over at Grimtier. Have a good day, everyone. See you all later. Oh, I just wanted to wave and then the end screen came up. Darn. See y'all. Bye.